Greetings guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette and this is my channel Evolve with Monette. I am a professional intuitive empath and today I want to talk to you about the price of admission to your relationship or to your heart or to your relationship status. What does that mean, Monette? Well, what that means is that we all have a price, whether we articulate it or whether it is just something that is kept within us. That means that you can ride this ride, that you are this tall and you can ride this ride, and that matters. And I realized in my growth over the last several years that that was not something that was well defined, and it was something that I had to define. I had a discussion with a subscriber down in the comments, and they were talking about not seeing their worth in a narcissistic relationship and having a struggle with that, and just, trying to figure out how exactly they can show up for themselves. And I wanted to make just a quick video about that. What is the price of admission? Now, a lot of us idealize relationships, and a lot of us idealize being in these places where we can create relationship. Look at Instagram, or maybe we're looking at our Facebook and we're looking at people that are like couple goals, like look at us. But we see those relationships, what's really happening underneath them. And when you're getting into a relationship, are you saying to your partner, your friend, your personal familial dynamic exchange, whatever is happening, are you saying to yourself and to them, this is what it costs to be in a relationship with me? Do you know what it costs to be in a relationship with you? So for me, I'll share some of my prices for admission. I need you to be authentic. Now, people say that. What does that mean? That means if you're feeling something, I want you to say something. And it goes bigger than using the rules for TSA. See something, say something. But if you're seeing something, I want you to say something. Or if you're feeling something. I'm an empath. My feelings are my guidance system and my emotions. Now, that means that sometimes I have to trust that I'm going into a higher vibration rather than a lower primal vibration. I have feelings of all kinds all the time, like you all do. But I really pay attention and try to lean into my angels and say, which feeling am I actually having here? So be authentic. Tell me the truth. Tell me your truth. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Tell me how we can grow. Now, when you are in your 20s, guys, it's okay. We usually don't have an idea. Some of us have some really strong guidance systems. I look at some people that have celebrity children, like the Smiths come to mind, Jada and Will Smith. And their children Willow and Jaden. Now, Willow is a very strong young woman, and I noticed that her guidance system is pretty healthy. She had an idea. I do recall her telling a story of not wanting a record deal, and she signed with Jay-Z, who backs out from Jay-Z, and she was like, I just don't want to do this anymore. And her dad was freaked out and in his ego, but her authentic guidance system told her, this is not for me. This doesn't feel right for me. And that's a quick story, but I want you to know that we all have the ability to have that. So whether you're 21 and watching this video, or you are 45 and watching this video and thinking, I've never thought about it that way, it is important to think about it that way. What is the price of admission? So for me, authenticity. Another thing is honesty. Now, we all say that. Yeah, I want you to be honest. I want you to tell me the truth. Well, are you honest? And are you authentic? Are you authentically honest? Because sometimes telling the truth can be hard. Sometimes, to not hurt somebody's feelings, empaths out there, we will not always tell the full and total truth about a situation because we are socialized. It's not just empaths. We are socialized to be nice to people. As a former preschool teacher, I remember about, teaching these kids, and we'll say something nice to your friend that wasn't so sweet. Well, sometimes the thing they want to say is, I don't like you, Billy, you stink. That's their honest, authentic truth. Now, we do have social norms and ways that we can be civil, but in your relationship, does a person have to be honest with you, or are you okay with a lie? A lot of times with clients, I'm counseling people that are in triangulated relationships. I have been in triangulated relationships. I was just recently in a triangulated relationship, and there was gaslighting, and there was people saying to me, this is not happening, but it was happening. And I realized that my price of admission was being breached or not met. So when you're having that happen, it's important to understand what your threshold is. Honesty is one of the prices of admission to relationship. Intimacy. What is your intimacy factor? How do you feel about intimacy? What is intimacy to you? Is intimacy a high five? Is intimacy we sit down and we have coffee together? Is intimacy sharing dinner at the dinner table? I am an 80s baby, so we sat down at the dinner table. It doesn't happen much now, but remember sitting at the dinner table? Maybe some people still do that, but sitting at the dinner table and having dinner together. Now, even in my relationship at this stage in my life, I will say that it's something that I I notice that I make a point when I am having dinner or breaking bread with a loved one, whether it's my partner or a dear friend, that we're sitting down and we're doing that together. Even if my partner or one of us is still preparing part of the meal, we'll wait for the other one to come. Even if it's not in the traditional setting that I grew up with, we are sitting together and we're sharing that meal. That is a moment of intimacy for us. For other people, it's a hug. For other people, it's a conversation. Are those things important to you? Do they matter? Are they things that you manifest? And are they things that you hold somebody else accountable to provide for you in a relationship? Or if you want to be in a relationship with me, you have to be able to do this thing. So that's one of the other things, intimacy. Now, physical connection. If this is a romantic partnership, what's your level of physical connection? What's your need? Do you know what your needs are? Do you know what your sex drive is? Have you gauged your partner's sex drive? Do you know what they may need and require from you? That sexual connection is important because we understand about the 5 love languages, which are physical touch, acts of service, gifts, time spent, and words of affirmation. So we all are operating on that guidance system of I need these things met, and some of us need more met than the others. And so what is your price of admission? For me, words of communication matter greatly. If you're not communicating and you're not able to say how you feel about me or a situation authentically and with honesty, then I want no part of that. And here's what we do, guys. We model what we need in a relationship as well. So that means that I am the one that's going to send someone a card or send them a text or say to them, man, I so appreciate you. You're amazing in my life. Now, even if that's not their primary love language and the way that they love back, it is a price of admission to be in a relationship with me. So if I am married to the Marble Man and he's not going to speak at all, there must be some other way he has to find to love me, or he has to find a way to speak to me so that I can feel and receive the love in the way that my love language is. There's always these kind of adjustments that we're making. My point here in this video is to let you know that you do not have to get into a relationship just because you want a warm body. You do not have to have a friendship, a best friendship, a cross team running and track partnership, a workout buddyship. None of these relationships that you have should be gotten into without you considering, what do I need? In major transitions here over the last couple years of my life, I've had some deep conversations with new friends, and deeper than I've probably ever had in my life. And that's because I'm evolving as a person, but it's because I now understand my price of admission. There were people that were admitted into my life before that didn't meet my needs, and it's because I did not articulate my needs with authenticity and honesty. Do you see? I'm not just here pointing a finger saying people didn't meet my needs. I'm saying I didn't take responsibility to know that I had a price of admission. And that's what I want you to understand. You also have a price of admission. There are things that need to happen in your relationships in order for you to feel safe, protected, loved, and cared for. But if you do not say that, and if you do not know that, and if you do not identify it, guess what's going to happen? Nothing. You're going to get exactly whatever someone wants to give you. You're going to get what they're comfortable with giving and what they gave their previous partner, their previous friend, their previous whatever. So if you want to be in a place where you're getting your needs met, you have to be bold and daring and have these conversations. As I was saying, I've had some of those. It's important for me now. The price of admission to a relationship with me, friendship, whatever it is, you need to say yes. I'm a manifester, I'm a creator, I'm a go-getter, I'm a pusher. I'm a Leo sun, and that means that I am saying yes. I'm figuring out a way to move into the future. I'm figuring out a way to lasso the things I want. And that doesn't mean that you have to be that person. You do not have to be an extrovert. You do not have to be the things that I think that I may be. But I do need you to have the ability to at least say, how can we get it done? I'm a problem solver. I'm a way seer. I'm a visionary. So if those are things that you are, then that might be one of your prices of admissions. Can you see a way? Can you make a way? Are you willing to work with me? I've had relationships where I had people that always found a way to say no. They made excuses, they could back out of things, they just didn't want to follow through. Now, the friendships that I cultivate, do you say yes? And I tell them, I'm going to say yes to your dreams. I'm going to need you to say yes to mine. Because if I sense any dissension in the ranks, if I sense anything that's off, I'm going to say this person may not be ready, willing, or have in their wallet, their emotional wallet, what it costs to ride my ride, right? So that's not something you need to feel guilty for. If you go to the grocery store and you check out 14 bags of groceries and you get there and you have $20 in your purse, are you a bad person? No, maybe you should have looked inside of your purse and maybe done the thing we all do where we're counting how much we're putting into our cart. But you're just a person that didn't have enough. Now, the cashier that turns you away, are they a jerk because they said, oh, you can't just have the groceries you put in your cart because you want them? You did not pay the right price of exit. It's not even admission there. To exit the store with the stuff, you have to pay a price. So you can have $20 worth of stuff, but you don't have the full admission to be able to take these groceries here with you. Is she a bad person because she turned you down? No. Are you a bad person if you say to somebody else, you're not paying the price of admission, and unfortunately there's just enough not coins in your wallet here to have access to ride this full ride? That's something that you need to know, guys. So I want you to be really clear about what your needs and desires are when you get into a relationship. Nobody but you is responsible to articulate that. When I've had other conversations with new friends and I have said to them, I am going to always be honest with you, full transparency. These are words that I say. And I know that may seem really intense because we live in a very kind of quick and immediate world, especially with social media. And there's been something lost about like, I'm going to show up for you and I'm going to say yes and I'm going to figure out a way. I was getting feedback about something that I was doing. It was a business decision that I was making, and I was talking to my business manager about that. And I said, what do you think about this or this? And she says, I don't really like this one, but she's a diplomat, and I love that about her too. But she's a diplomat, and she said, but I do like this. And I said back to her, you know what? I liked your first answer. Your first answer was the real answer. And I said, for this to work for us, we're going to have to always be honest. And she says, I'm always going to be honest with you. And she did tell me the thing that she liked first. And she was like, that, and she said she said it in a way that I just respected. She was like, not so much on that one. Yes, on this one. And I needed that because I'm a shoot from the hip kind of gal. I don't play games. So is the price of admission for you that you don't play games? Is the price of admission that the person that loves you is a business manager for you? See, there are all these various relationship dynamics that we're existing in on every day. You may have a daycare worker that you're having a relationship with because they're taking care of your child. What's the price of admission for you to turn over this precious thing of yours, your child? It is that the person that's watching them needs to be honest with you, needs to call you. I've had clients call me about that. I don't know what to do with this daycare. Well, it happens to be my a certain level of previous past life expertise as I was a teacher. And I walk them through how to manage and build a relationship. But I let them know, have you articulated what you are going to be requiring for them? We know what service they're providing you. What do you need from them for you to feel safe leaving your child here? There's a price of admission for everything. It is important for you to understand what yours is. Otherwise, you will find yourself in unsatisfactory relationships with people that are not meeting your needs, and they are needs that are not being met because they were never properly articulated. And if you do not have an idea of sorry to shake the table on that one. I guess you guys needed a little shake up to get that. But if they are not properly articulated, they will not be properly met. And what's that is going to cause is a sense of malnourishment. You are going to feel like you're not getting your needs met. You're going to feel resentment, and that resentment will calcify, and that calcification will someday cause whatever that was going to flourish and grow to die and wither under all of that sediment and built up energy of feeling that you're not feeling seen and you're not being heard. First, my loves, you have to see and hear yourself. So I want to leave you with that today. What is your price of admission? It is okay for you to say to your person, I need this. It is okay for you to have needs. Empaths out there, I want to get real serious. It's okay for you to have needs. As empaths, we are taught that you are not allowed to have needs and you're not allowed to need something from somebody. You're not allowed to have your feelings hurt and you're supposed to just take and be infinitely always happy with crappy behavior from people that you think should know better. But I had to go inside recently and say, did I ever tell them? And there are some times where, yes, I did say, this doesn't work for me and I don't like this and I would like for you to change this or I'm hurt by this. But there were times also in other relationships and other situations where I did not. And even in that relationship that I was reviewing recently where I was like, yeah, I should have said something more often so that didn't seem like an attack at that time. I didn't understand my worth and my value when I got into the relationship. Sometimes people are grandfathered into a you that hasn't fully evolved. And if that is the case, it is always okay to recalibrate during a relationship and say, I just realized that there's a different price of admission. I want to bring this to you and talk to you because I don't want to lose relationship with you, but I want to know if you have the capacity to meet me here or if you want to pay this, because otherwise I'm going to have to figure out another way and we're going to have to go to a different level or energy, or you got to go to the bank and get some more coins because it's going to cost a little bit more. That doesn't mean you're moving the goalpost. What it means is you're honoring your own authenticity and intuition. We have a price of admission. Dear evolvers, I ask you, what is your price? Do the people in your life pay it willingly, gladly, and with a smile on their face? Are you cruel about the way you articulate your needs? Or are you clear, concise, and not demanding, but assertive? There's a way to get this done. Keep coming back, guys. I'm so glad to share some energy with you about that. Know your worth, know your price, know your admission. Come back and we'll continue to evolve together.